This Metanium is insanely smooth. Wind in my face, target casting like nothing. And it's been blowing real crazy all day, man. Wind all up in my face. No biggie for this reel. It's such a confidence booster when you're having a slow day. And the gear is just a joy to use. Such a confidence booster. Like, just one fish on this would make my day. All right, another target cast opportunity right here. All right, I was a little off. I was a little off. That's good. The retrieve is the highlight, man. The retrieve on this thing is so smooth. The retrieve is so smooth, man. Holy crap. Whip it in there. Whip it in there. Bird's nest out. Casted that out all by itself. Alright folks, we're going live from the kitchen again. I'm going to be reviewing this new Metanium that's out. It's the Shallow Edition. The cool thing about this is that I have the regular Metanium as well. So I'm able to do a good side-by-side. I spent about an hour casting one and then an hour casting the other one, same day out on the boat. So I was able to get a good comparison, what I call like real world testing versus, you know, what you see on paper. I'm not even going to really break down what you see on paper. I'm going to keep it real simple with this review because I'm a real simple fisherman. I don't really do the whole ins and outs. Like I don't geek out on the numbers. I just fish, man. So we're going to keep it simple and go from there. All right, so packaging is very straightforward, very simple. I got this reel straight from Japan. So the box may look a little different. There is a little bit more like writing that isn't, you know, English. So there's that. So a little bit of the information there is not going to be as straightforward. And yeah, all my wonderful user manuals are in Japanese as well. So. Not that I was expecting to be in English. I am curious to see if anything is in English. Nope. Everything is in Japanese. So there's that. But hey, that's what you get when you order from Japan. I will say this though. I ordered all of my reels thus far from Asian Portal Fishing. They got my reels to me in 3 days. Even like around Black Friday. The shipping crazes and the holiday schedules, they got my reels from Japan in 3 days. Most of these reels, I believe like once you spend over like 160, 170, it goes up. It varies because it's based on yen. So the yen to USD exchange rate, I'll get into that a little bit later. But if you get a reel around this caliber, you're gonna get free shipping. But it's good shipping. It's very good shipping. Let's get into the reel itself. Alrighty, so why don't I show this one and then show the Metanium regular one, and then I'll go back to this one. So yeah, it's got its classic Metanium hues. It's nice and shiny, metallic finish to it. I was using a 1/4 ounce spinnerbait. I have it on a PAL Endurance composite rod. That thing was a stunner. Actually, let's use this angle again. So this one's a little darker, the regular Metanium. Still has a metallic finish. I'm a big fan of it. You know, it looks all snazzy, but this is also a JDM reel. I bought both of these from Asian Portal Fishing. But, you know, they look almost identical when you look at them. If they're side by side, you can obviously tell one's darker than the other. So the shallow spool is on top here. You can obviously tell there's some differences. And let me do a quick test here. So there's that one. All right. It's almost like driving a car back to back. They feel almost identical. Earlier in when I was fishing, I was thinking in my head, I'm not going to be able to tell the difference, you know, palmability wise, and how they feel. Like the Shallow Edition is a few ounces lighter. Sorry, a few fractions of an ounce lighter. It's like between 0.2 and 0.4 ounces lighter. You can't feel the difference. You can't feel the difference. The helium rod that I have on this outfit with the regular Metanium is actually lighter than this setup. You can't feel a difference. But this is the big deal, and this is why I'm really making this review. The big deal is going to be when you're casting lighter stuff. When you're using 3/16 of an ounce to 3/8 of an ounce, this is the reel. This is the money reel right here. This thing is a dream to cast, a dream to reel. The retrieve is just absolutely phenomenal. I had a bad tendency of actually reeling too fast because the reeling is so smooth. The gearing, it's just amazing. Once you reel this reel, it's very apparent why this is so coveted. Phenomenal. Regular Metanium, same deal, but this one just, I'm a light tackle guy. I borderline, I push the envelope. I actually have 8-pound line, 8-pound fluoro on all of my Baitcast reels. I push the envelope when it comes to what I can get away with pound test. I prefer to stay 8, 10, 12 pound, but I fish really clear water, spotted bass lakes for the most part. I do have some of my hog snatchers for when I go back home to these eastern reservoirs, but I typically stay really light, you know, clear, finessey stuff. But this is the reel for that. It is amazing. I also was casting the Tula 70 right after I was casting this reel. It performed phenomenal as well. So if you want to stay under this price point, the Tula 70 is definitely a good option. Speaking of price, let's get into that real quick. I paid $230 for this reel. That sounds like a lot. Some people. It retails in the US market for $420. I'm going to get into this because I bought it through a JDM site, Asian Portal Fishing. There was a disparity between the yen to US dollars, just foreign exchange stuff. If you ever were into like the foreign exchange market and trading and all that, there was a disparity at one point where yen US dollar, right? So you walk into a store and Metanium is $420 in the United States. But the yen, US dollars are US dollars. The yen to US dollar exchange rate altered. I'm not the best at breaking this down, but let me just say the US dollar is strong. The yen had some rough seas lately. So there was a point where the yen went down to a point, the value of the yen went down and the US dollar was still strong. I'm gonna make this as simple as possible. You got more if you were paying with US dollars, because in the Japanese market, they put, just as like we do, that $419 price tag. they put a yen price tag on their reels. I got both these reels around that time. So essentially I was getting $420 reels for between $230 and $250. I was selling other reels that I had in my arsenal for not much of a loss. I buy almost all my stuff. If I can't get 10 to 20% off, I must really need something. And a lot of times I get more than that off. So I was selling reels used for about the price I was getting new. And long story short, I ended up with a bunch of really nice reels, making some trades, doing some deals. But get back to this reel. Let's get back to this reel though, man, because I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. If you are fishing lighter stuff, this is a dream. If you are fishing 3/8 of an ounce to 3/4 of an ounce, get the regular Metanium. But if you are staying in this finesse segment, finesse genre of weights, like I said, that 3/16 to 3/8 ounce, this is money, absolute money. I'm going to be using this primarily for 1/4 ounce crankbaits, just like the Xenon I just reviewed, that Abu Series Xenon. This is money for those light crankbaits, light spinnerbaits. This is borderline BFS spinnerbait, borderline. There is some disparities with BFS gear that I've realized. When I think of BFS, the term BFS, I'm thinking about something that's just like ultralight. But apparently there are BFS rods that are just more like mediums and medium lights. Long story short, this is the practical finesse reel. You need to a certain extent, when you're fishing a lot of these waters, you need a little bit more power than a BFS rod. I put a BFS rod in my hand all day. I will do it, and I will continue to do it. I will do it while I record. But from a practicality and efficiency and productivity standpoint, you need a little bit more power for bass fishing. Anything else, if bass is not the main target, then yeah, because trust me, I am an ultralight addict. I am obsessed with it, but I have lost way too many big fish on ultralight gear just because they get in cover, they run the wrong way, they fray you off. Like, to a certain extent, if you're fishing certain kind of ways, you need different tackle. I fish a lot of docks, a lot of structures. I need a little bit more power than the BFS rod 9 times out of 10 when I am bass fishing where I live locally. This fits the bill. This is a Paddle Endurance medium action 7'2" composite rod. It's got a nice tip with that composite mix, that hybrid composite blank. But it's a dream to fish. And this will be an amazing rod. I actually bought this rod because I used a Paddle Endurance 610 medium composite for 2 years now, and is my favorite light crankbait rod. And I have quite a few light crankbait rods. I have Phoenixes, Dobbins, the whole 9. Don't sleep on these Paddle Endurances. They went up on price. I was getting them for about $120 with Tackle Warehouse sale discounts. Then they went up to I think they started at $130, then they went up to $150. Now they're $170, I believe. I think they're $169. There's still nothing on the market that can compete. Under $200 that can compete with the Paddle Endurance. My Phoenix X Series composites are up there, but they start at like $209, I believe. And then I have some of the Dobbins Champs. You know, I buy them on sale, so they're $249 to $269, 20% off. You do the math. There's still nothing competing with this rod. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. I just want to keep this straight, keep this short. Metanium Shallow Edition. Can't go wrong. Go check them out on these JDM sites. Again, I use Asian Portal. I pay through PayPal. That gets the job done very good for me. But you cannot go wrong with this new Metanium. It's amazing. It's smooth. It is so smooth. You know, I'm putting this head to head with the Abu Garcia Xenon that I just reviewed, and I was using both reels on the same day. I like the braking and the casting of the Xenon more. I like the retrieve more on the Metanium. It's smoother. I have a feeling in the back of my head that the Metanium is just going to outlast the Xenon when it comes to the wow factor. And that is something that's very important. Very important. I ended up paying about the same amount for the Metanium and the Xenon since I got really good deals on them. I think I paid about $30 more for that Xenon. If I had to choose one, considering my deals, I'd get the Xenon, just because I want to use these nice flagship reels. But if I didn't get a good deal and I paid full price, $419 to $549, I'm going with the Metanium Shallow Spool. The Xenon is not $120 better. It's not $120 better. So maybe this will influence you if you are interested and you somehow come across this video. I got a bunch of other reviews that I'm going to be doing, best bang for the buck type stuff. I have sold and bought over 100 rods, 100 reels separately, so 200 between the two. Just getting a feel for one, changing different styles of fishing. I've done all different types of fishing, so I have a really good background when it comes to feel and rods that are great, rods that could be better. The rods that could be better, leave. I sell them. The rods that are just amazing, I have a few in my fleet that are just perfect for me. They are my rod, and they may not be your rod, but they're my rod. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to keep this rolling any longer. Y'all take care. Have a good one. If you can, get out there and fish. I'm busy. I know a lot of other people are busy too, but it's always nice to get out. I was able to get out for a little bit Saturday, despite working 6 days a week. I'm working 6 days a week right now, you guys, so I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos. Going to be doing some breakdowns, some seminars. I've spent a lot of time on the water, keeping a lot of things secret. And I'm ready to help y'all, honestly. Because at this point, what am I doing? I'm working a lot. I'll always be able to go, even if I don't catch fish, I'm having a great time fishing. You know what I mean? But if I can make somebody's day, give them a piece of knowledge that they can use and pass on, I'm just at a different stage in my career now where what used to be guarded, I wouldn't tell anybody, like, don't tell nobody this. It's my secret. I'm okay with letting people know because I remember the joy and the excitement that, you know, my compounded experience on the water resulted in, and I just want to make other people's day better. So I've done this thing where I start rambling too much again, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Y'all take care. Have a good one. Bye bye.